so that you're able to listen to yourself eventually, which is very important, and make a self critique. In other words, you're able to look at yourself, check how you talk, how you sound, and that is incredibly useful and rewarding as you learn English. What do you think, Sebas?
Well, it's okay, teacher.
Try it, try it. It's
I'm
for
going
your
to try it.
benefit.
Yeah,
I,
I'm
I'm
going to
sh-
try.
I guarantee that if you create a small channel, YouTube channel, today I'm gonna send you a recording of a copy of the recording here because it's going to YouTube, but it's going to my channel, right? If
Okay.
you record this in your own channel, you'll be able to see it, to share it with your friends, and so, and you'll be able to check what things you do very well, what are the things you do well, and what are maybe one or two things that you still need to work a little bit on. All right.
Yeah, my vocabulary. I need
Well,
more.
the only way to increase the vocabulary is reading about the topic, specific topic. So the more topics you
Yeah.
read about, the more you are able to expand it. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that was talking about fuel efficiency and fiberglass. Let's talk now about alternative fuels here. Do you
Yeah.
think you can read about this, please? Alternative fuels.
Yes, teacher. Alternative fuels. Automakers can invest in alternative fuels like biofuels, e.g., ethanol and biodiesel, and synthetic fuels made from renewable
Renewable energy
energy
sources.
sources. These fuels can reduce the carbon footprint of vehicles.
That's incredibly interesting. You can make ethanol and biodiesel and also synthetic fuels. Well, synthetic fuels sounds like a very interesting topic. Combustibles sintéticos. What is synthetic fuels examples? Well, let's take a look at synthetic fuel examples. Let me see if
Yeah.
there are any examples. Let's see if we can find some synthetic fuel examples. Synthetic fuel examples. Let's see what ChatGPT tells us about that. Synthetic natural gas, synthetic diesel, synthetic gasoline, methanol, hydrogen, ammonia, dimethyl ether, biofuels, renewable. Well, there are plenty of fuels that can be synthetic. Let's read a little bit about them. And let's see how you like them. I don't know. This is not my forte, but it's incredibly interesting. So let's see. Synthetic fuels. I'm going to put this synthetic fuels here. I'm going to change the fonts here. I'm going to put this here and here. All right, these are synthetic fuels. Oh, I don't like the red. Let me change the red to the color.
Okay.
Let me maybe green. Okay, green or blue. That. So let's read about synthetic fuels and what you think about them. For example, synthetic natural gas. Um, what comes to your mind when you read synthetic natural gas, Sebas? Is that something that you would be interested in exploring?
Probably yes.
Okay, what does it say about that?
Well, I think it's more made by uh, biomass.
Biomass, waste, which is desperdicio.
Waste. Yeah. Well, it's like
Uh,
ethanol. I think it's like ethanol.
okay, could be, could be. I'm
Yeah.
sure you're right. All right. There is synthetic diesel. Let's read about that, please.
Okay. Synthetic diesel, also known as syndiesel, is produced by biomass, natural gas, or electricity generated hydrogen and CO2. It can be used as a drop-in replacement for conventional diesel fuel in existing diesel
Engines.
engines.
All right. So we have synthetic diesel, synthetic natural gas, synthetic gasoline. Well, when I read this, it looks like everything in life is synthetic, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read it. It says synthetic gasoline, often referred to as syngasoline, can be produced through a variety of processes, including the Fischer-Tropsch synthesis and the methanol to gasoline MTG process. These methods use hydrogen and capture CO2 to create a liquid fuel that can be used in gasoline engines. Um, what feeling does it produce in you when you read this? Everything synthetic, synthetic this, synthetic that, synthetic, everything is synthetic.
Yeah.
What does it make you feel? What do you think?
uh, well, it feels, well, it looks strange because we are not very, it's not very common to refer something to be um, synthetic, you know.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's
Okay,
not
here
very
we have
common.
methanol. Not very common, exactly. Here we have some methanol. Sebas, let's read about that, please. Methanol.
Yeah, methanol can be synthesized from renewable sources like biomass or captured CO2 using process such as gasification or hydrogenation of CO2. It is a versatile chemical that can be used as a fuel, a solvent, or a feedstock for chemical production.
All right, very good. Methanol is an alcohol, right? Alcohol. I know that it's an alcohol. So I'm going to read about hydrogen, and it says that hydrogen can be produced through various methods, including water electrolysis using renewable electricity. While hydrogen is often used directly as an energy carrier, it can also be converted into synthetic fuels like ammonia or methanol. Well, can be synthesized, as it says, can be synthesized from fuels like ammonia. Ammonia is ammoniaco, or methanol, which is methanol, right? What about ammonia? Can you read about that, Sebas, please?
Ammonia can be synthesized using hydrogen
Synthesized.
synthesized synthesized using hydrogen produced from renewable energy and captured CO2. It has potential as carbon neutral fuel for power generation and transportation, especially in fuel cells.
Okay, well, we have other ones which are also very interesting. Um, well, from this, I'm just gonna mention the names: dimethyl ether, which is a chemical produce, I guess, product. Biofuels. This sounds interesting too. What about biofuels? I've read about this. I don't know if you know much about biofuels. Can you read about these biofuels, Sebas, please?
Yes, while not entirely synthetic, biofuels like biodiesel and bioethanol are produced from renewable biomass sources such as
Crops,
crops,
crops.
crops, algae. Oh, how do you say this? Algae,
Algae, algae.
algae, algae, or waste materials. They are considered low carbon alternatives to fossil fuels.
That is very good. Biofuels is biocombustibles, and it's very, very important to. It's very important to use them to replace the traditional methods, the traditional fuels. It's a very interesting alternative to the current methods because, well, as you can see, you can use crops, cultivos, algas, or waste materials, materiales de desperdicio. So if you recycle and learn to generate biofuels, these projects are sponsored by the government. So this can also be interesting. Well, there are many of these are great ideas talking about processes, right? All these are fuels that can be used as alternative fuels, right? These are alternative fuels. So you can talk about alternative fuels. You have all kinds of alternative fuels. That's a way to reduce the footprint. There is other, which is the reducing the vehicle weight. This is very interesting. What do you think of this, Sebas? What is your opinion about reducing the vehicle weight? Is that important? Is that useful? Is that
Yeah,
any good? Why?
yeah, because if the car is very weight, um,
Very heavy.
very heavy, the engine needs to make more, uh, needs to produce more energies. Well,
Yes.
they are going to produce more pollution. So if the car it's lightweight, it's with it's use lightweight materials to build a car. Well, the engine is not going to use to pollute. Sorry, a lot.
Absolutely true. That's absolutely true, Sebas. Very, very true. So you want to have a lightweight car so that the engine is more efficient and doesn't have to exert such a great power or deliver a huge power, right? To power the motor or to power the car. So yeah, that
Yeah,
is true. That is true. All right. Well, that's an idea. And how do you reduce vehicle weight? Well, using light materials. Which is heavier, aluminum or copper?
what is copper, teacher?
Copper
It's
is cobre. Or
a
what is
cobre.
lighter? Steel, which is acero,
Yeah,
iron, which is fierro, aluminum, which is aluminio. Which materials, or fiberglass, which is fibra de vidrio? Which materials are lighter of the materials that you see in a car? Which materials are lighter or light? So
fiberglass, I think.
fiberglass is very light. What else?
Light, and I think it's aluminum.
Fiberglass is light. Aluminum,
Yeah,
aluminum,
I,
aluminum is light. Aluminum, how do you write No, aluminum. Well, it's saying that there is aluminum. One L only. Okay. Fiberglass, aluminum. Other light
let's
materials. What else?
um more another light material. I don't know. Um, I
Let's see.
think
Light materials in cars. Light materials in cars. Light materials in cars. Let's see what they say. Aluminum, high strength steel, carbon fiber, magnesium, plastics and polymers, composite materials. Carbon fiber is the fiberglass, okay? No, carbon fiber is fibra de carbono, but fiberglass is also very light. So let's check this. The light materials in cars. Oh. Oh, let's see. Uh, it's making me struggle here a little bit. Okay, light materials. Here are light materials. Light materials. Let's use this and this and here. All right, here are light material. Let's see what you think. Aluminum is a lightweight material, right? Metal.
Yeah.
High strength steel. What do you think of that?
Well, the steel, I didn't consider steel to be very light material, but well,
It says it's relatively lightweight. Relatively.
relatively.
Not extremely light, but also if you speak in proportions, well, maybe relatively lightweight. And then carbon fiber, fibra de carbono. Let's read
Yeah.
about that, Sebas, please. What do you think? What does it say and what do you think?
And carbon fiber reinforced composites are exceptionally lightweight and strong. They are often used in high performance and luxury vehicles for body panels, chassis components, and interior elements. Carbon fiber is known for its excellent strength to weight ratio.
Strength to weight ratio refers to the fuerza contra peso, relación fuerza-peso, right? That is it's very light, but also very resistant.
Yeah.
And then you some of the components like the chassis, interior elements, and this is very common in luxury vehicles, vehículos de lujo, luxury vehicles, in body panels, etc. So carbon fiber, which is fibra de carbono, is pretty common, very appreciated by the automakers.
Yeah.
So, well, this all reinforces my point that if you're going to be a manufacturing engineer, I believe, of course, I'm not a university teacher in this topic, but my suggestion is that you also become an expert in materials, Sebas. Expert in materials, because you will make educated suggestions or advices to your clients, to your client, that you can tell them, look, my recommendation is this and this and this because the properties of carbon fiber are this and that and that. The properties of high strength steel are this and this and that. The properties of aluminum are this and this and that. What do you think?
Yeah, it's. I think it's like obviously that if you're going to be a manufacturing engineer, and obviously, and like a mechanical engineer and civil engineer, I think I think they need to know about lots of materials because, well, in this car, like a car hood, and the use of lightweight materials, and I think yes, it's very useful to know about materials, whole type of materials, steels, probably woods, and a lot of more materials. Teacher, can you hear me?
Sebas, I had the microphone in mute. I'm sorry. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I had when I disconnected the the earphones, it went automatically to mute. So I'm sorry. All right, here we are. Okay, I'm gonna read about plastics and polymers. Various lightweight plastics and polymers are used in car interiors, bumpers, and other non-structural components. These materials help reduce overall vehicle weight. So if you substitute metal for plastic or other polymers, the weight of the car is going to be much less than it used to be. So what is the weight of cars? What is the weight of cars, Sebas? For example, a Honda, Nissan. What is the normal weight?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I think like
Wait,
2 tons, 1 ton,
weight
more
of
than a
cars.
1 ton.
One. Okay, let's see. Let's see the weight of a Honda. Let's see. Honda. The weight is what? Can you find the weight of a Honda?
Yeah, 2 tons.
1 to 2 tons. This is 1,000 kilograms, 1,000 kilos a 2,000, right? 1,000
Yeah.
kilograms to 2,000. Okay, what is the weight of a Nissan?
Uh,
Very more or less the same.
well, it depends of from the car of Nissan.
Let's talk a Versa.
Aversa.
Versa, yes.
1,085 kilograms to
1,085 kilograms.
1,143 kilograms.
Okay, 1,045 to 1,000 what?
1,143.
43 kilograms, all right. So it's a difference of 50 kilograms, more or less, 50, 60 kilograms. All right, now let's talk about a Ford. What is the weight of a Ford? And I guarantee that Ford cars are much heavier than Nissan or Honda cars, in my opinion, of course. I can be wrong, but I doubt it. I don't think Ford, let's say Ford,
Well, you are correct.
they are they are heavier, right? Ford.
Heavier, yeah.
Let's see a standard car. Let's see a Ford. I don't know. Ford Cougar. The Cougar was a Ford car. Ford Cougar. Let's say a Cougar. What's the weight
For,
of a Ford Cougar?
it is 1,391.
91 kilograms. 1,391 kilograms. It's much heavier. Let's see the Honda, the Civic. What is the weight of a Honda Civic? Please.
Yeah. It's to 1,305 to 1,379.
1,170. Well, this is really heavy.
Yeah.
This is much heavier than the Nissan. It's about the same as the Cougar.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
all right. Well, the objective of the car manufacturers is to make light cars that weigh less. That is a challenge, and they want to attain that. Not always easy, but well, they
Well, I think it have to be very resistance. They have to be straight. If someone crash, the car needs to support the impact of the other car.
yeah. Well, some cars are precisely designed to withstand the impact of other cars, and that is a very important concept. How can you withstand or support, not support, but withstand, resist the impact of other cars? Let's see a measurement for this. What is the impact? What is the impact that cars can withstand? Let's see other questions. How do cars absorb impact? All right, crumple zones. Crumple zones, crush like an accordion. Okay, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. Crumple zone physics. Okay, look, this is very interesting, Sebas. How plastics in cars can save lives? How do cars absorb impact? And what is the force of impact in a car crash? How effective are crumple zones? Crumple zones. Okay, let's read this, please. Can you read about crumple zones, please?
Yes, teacher. Crumple zones get a little more effective every few years. Presently, a car without designed crumple zone can absorb about 35% of the impact from either the front or rear. That's a significant reduction and may be the difference between life and death in high-speed collisions.
All right. How effective are crumple zones? How the crumple zone can save your life? This is interesting to read. I didn't know about this. Crumple zones. Okay, look at this. The results can be fatal. In a crash, crumple zones help transfer some of the car's kinetic energy into controlled deformation or crumpling at impact. This may create more vehicle damage, but the severity of personal injury likely will be reduced. So you see tremendous deformations in cars when there is a collision,
Yeah.
but this is actually positive. I didn't know this.
Yeah. I don't know if you know that a lot of people make jokes about the cars from 20 years ago. If they crashed, they didn't deform. It didn't deform.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct.
And now, well, all the cars at one impact and it deform a lot.
Yeah, there is a huge deformation,
A
but
huge deformation.
the
Yeah.
exactly, but the objective of this deformation, now I understand, is to absorb the impact.
Absorb the impact.
It
Yeah.
absorbs the impact,
Yeah.
so it's called crumpling. It says it can create more vehicle damage, más daño del vehículo, but the severity of personal injury will likely be reduced. What do you think of this?
Well, it's impressive how um, um,
The
how the
car technology,
designers,
the
yes,
designers, yes.
the designers made this to save people, because I think this design of the crumple zone save a lot of people. I think.
Yeah, and actually, that is exactly the objective when they create these designs to absorb the impact
Of the
and
impact.
consequently save the driver's life. What do you think?
Well, it's incredible.
Yeah, 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 it is incredible. I
I
like
think
this.
it's a lot of physics, and they need to know a lot about materials.
Exactly, exactly. They need to be experts in materials because then you analyze the deformation of different materials and how this technology is for the benefit of the driver, of the conductor.
Yeah.
It is impressive. Well, you can only say that research, the investigation is very pretty, but also very useful, right? So it gives a positive impact, positive, yeah, positive result in the design. So, well, there you have another field of application of your studies, Sebas. Crumple
Yeah.
zones,
Yeah, it's another application too.
another application, right? Let's see a little bit more about what materials are best for crumple zones. Can you read about that, please?
Yes, teacher. Especially engineered materials, plastic and plastic composite materials are the most commonly used materials in crumple zones. Plastic plays an overall significant role in vehicle design and manufacturing, making up around half of the average vehicle's volume, while only contributing to 10% of its weight. Wow.
So there is a contribution of 10% to the weight, but about half the volume. So it's 50% of the
Yeah.
volume, but 10% of the weight. That is that is
Incredible.
important.
Yeah.
Well, this is truly, truly interesting. Now, they talk about shapes for the crumple zone. Look at that. Honeycomb design. Let's see about the shapes of a crumple zone. Can you read that, please, Sebas?
Yeah. Crumpled zones are areas of a card that are meant to crush when hit and absorb the impact during the crash. Most crumpled zones incorporate an honeycomb design. Crumpled zones work best when they are spread over an area.
Spread.
Spread.
Okay. Where is the critical zone of a car? What do you think? Where is the critical zone of a car, Sebas? Before we read the answer, what do you think? Where do you think is the critical zone of a car?
I think the critical zone, I well to protect. I think it's where the people are.
Where the people are, of course, but where are
Yeah.
the passengers? In what areas, in what sections, sectors of the car are the passengers?
The
The driver's seat.
driver's seat. Yeah.
Okay. The second most
I
that
think
that
it's
is
the
always
front.
necessary.
The
The
front
front
of
seats.
the front. No, the front of the car, not the
The front of the
seats.
car. All
Yeah.
right, not the seats, but the front, where the hood is.
Yeah.
The hood is the piece of metal that lifts, or metal or fiberglass that lifts, and where the engine is.
I think that's a critical zone, probably. Or the
I understand.
doors.
The doors are critical zones. The doors. What else? Let's read what it says here.
Mm, well, I don't know. I think could be every part of the car.
Yeah, but look at that. It says the suspension assembly of a vehicle is a vital component in its ability to function safely and effectively.
The suspension.
The suspension. Well, let's see what they say about who invented the crumple zones. Bela Barengi must be okay. Look at that. Hungarian.
Hungarian.
Bela
Yeah.
Barengi. Wow. Can you read that, please?
The crumpled zone concept was originally invented and patented by the Hungarian Mercedes-Benz engineer Bela Barengi in 1937 before he worked for Mercedes-Benz and in more development from in 1952.
52.
52.
Well, that is incredibly important for the safety and the security of the passengers. Design of crumple zones. This is new for me. I didn't know about this. Honestly, I cannot brag and say, "Oh, Sebas, come on, this is common knowledge." No, right? I cannot say that because I'm just learning about this, but we read and make progress in this. But then you make these discoveries, and then you wonder how advanced the car manufacturers are. For example, I drive and constantly see accidents in the highways, constantly, constantly. And sometimes you say, "Oh, look at that car is totally deformed, deformation at its best." But now you
Yeah,
understand that there is a purpose for these deformations, actually to absorb the impact and save the life of the
and
drivers.
safety life. Yeah.
That is impressive. Okay. Well, let's conclude this, Sebas. Today we had only you because Nati had homework she had a family issue. Andrew and Carlos um, had the second shift. So today it was only you, but well, we made a good talk about cars and manufacturing,
Yeah,
engineering,
I learned
right?
more about cars. Well,
Yeah, that
it's
is
good. It's fine.
yeah. Maybe sometime in the future we will see on TV and television or in a magazine, we're gonna see Sebas invented a new system for cars for crumble zones or something.
Yeah, I hope.
Could be, right? Hopefully, maybe. Okay.
I hope.
Well, let's then stop here, and then Sebas, maybe for next Tuesday, you can develop a topic that you would like to share with us, maybe about
Okay.
technology, about manufacturing technology, something connected with your area of expertise. What about that?
Well, yes, I investigate about the 3D impression from for I forgot the word. En español eran hasta se me olvidó en español cómo se decía.
Okay, now don't
Eh,
worry.
let me search it. I downloaded.
Okay, no problem. Don't worry.
Wait, wait a
It is
second.
very interesting. Very interesting.
Uh, I don't found it. I didn't found it.
You didn't find it? Okay, now don't worry. Maybe for next Tuesday, maybe
Férulas.
you can. Which
Férulas. How do you say férulas, teacher?
ferulas? What is ferula? What is that?
It's the thing that you put in an arm from
Oh,
people
okay.
that broken the arm
Yeah,
or broke the
cane. It
arm
can
or
be. It's a cane or
a
plaster.
cane. A
Cane or
cane.
plaster. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, or for burnings or something like that. You put
Yes. Yes. Yes.
a cane. The 3D impression of canes.
Wow, that is amazing. Well, if you
Well,
can present that next Tuesday, that'd be awesome.
a student of the university there make it.
They made him.
Made it. Yes.
Well, perfect. Well, maybe you can tell us or give us an explanation about that or make a presentation about that. That would be amazing if you can.
Well,
So-
I need to make one to
Oh, well.
school.
Oh, well, if you do one, show it to us after you finish and after you get your 10 at school, and then we discuss it. Okay, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Very good, Seba. So, well, if you can present something like that on Tuesday, that'd be awesome. As we are starting the new term, the new semester is going to be September, October, November, December, as usual. And so, congratulations, Sebas. Thank you very much for your presentation. Congratulations for being in the university now, civil engineering. No, no,
Manufacturing engineering.
manufacturing engineering, which is really, really interesting. And well, maybe we continue learning new things like today that we learn about the crumple zones for cars that save
Yeah.
lives.
Teacher,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
uh, there in top class, you have Germany courses, right?
German courses? Yes. Yes. German. Yes.
Okay.
Are you
Well,
interested in learning German?
yeah. I think probably this quadrimester more of English and probably pass to German because I want to learn a bit of German
Oh, okay.
to
Perfect. Well, yes.
look something.
I am teaching Pablo German.
Really?
Pablo's learning German. Yeah.
Learn German. Oh,
We are
okay.
studying German on Saturdays. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's not a difficult language. It is very
Mhm.
useful, and he learns fast. He's like you. He's also very smart, and so yeah, we have German.
Well,
We have
my dad
German.
studies from a semester German in the university too, and he said that it's not very hard to learn because it the when you write it's the same that it sound the sound
Yeah, yeah,
of the
exactly.
word.
The A is the
So,
A. Vater,
yeah,
Mutter, Bruder, Schwester.
yeah.
Ich heiße Edgardo. Du heißt Sebas.
What it means,
So really,
teacher?
ich heiße, my name is,
Ah, my name is.
yeah, but you conjugate the verbs. You say, ich heiße Edgardo, du heißt Sebas.
Mm,
Deine Mutter heißt Señora Pili, etc. Right? So every verb is conjugated. Ich spiele, du spielst, er spielt, wir spielen, ihr spielt, sie spielen. So you conjugate the verbs like in Spanish. Yo juego, juegas, juega, jugamos, juegan, juegan.
it's similar.
Similar to Spanish, more than English.
Okay.
So, but because we are able to conjugate in Spanish, should not be difficult for us as it is for the Americans, for example. Conjugation is more difficult for Americans because they are not used to conjugating the verbs. It's always I play, you play, 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 and one he plays with s. But other than that, is I play, Sebas plays, you play, they play, 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 play. It doesn't change. Whereas in Spanish is juego, juegas, juega, jugamos, juega, juegan. It's much more complex in
It's
Spanish,
complex. Yeah.
more complex. And the phonetics is also very regular. German is not like in English is cat, table, apple, egg. Every vowel is different in 3 or 4 different ways. So the phonetics is much simpler in German than it is in English.
Oh, okay, teacher.
Shouldn't be different. Well, give it a thought and maybe you join German.
Well, probably. I think this quadrimester more of English, and the next quadrimester I join to German. Probably.
Awesome. Okay, that'd be awesome, Sebas.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, so see you next Tuesday then. All
See you
right.
next week, teacher. Enjoy your
Next
weekend.
week. Thank you. You too. Take care and say hello to the family.
Thank you, teacher.
Take care. Goodbye now,
Take care,
Sebas.
teacher. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.